Because atheism is religion itself. Let's see some of this evidence to back it up. I'd like to see it. I've been asking for it for 35 years now. So many atheists, so little time. Who gets whacked first? Well, the winner tonight is the creepy blind man himself, watching me as I watch Adam Savage of Mythbusters.
I stumbled across a video this morning from Yamoto, and I thought I'd give it a watch because I was in the thumbnail. Now, I was gonna call today's video Creaky watches Yamoto watch Hovind, watch Creaky, watch Hovind, watch Adam Savage. But it seemed a bit too wordy to me, so I'll come up with a title later on. But while I think about it, let's see what Kent Hovind thought about my video, shall we?
Shut up and sit down, you big bald
Please subscribe. Now, usually when I make a video about somebody like Kent Hovind, I generally like to wait at least 2 weeks before I make another video on that same person. But Kent responded to me, which tells me that he definitely has somebody checking YouTube every day for his name. So he started it, and it would be rude of me to not respond again. And seeing as last Friday's video about Kent is sitting on 83,000 views, I'm quietly confident that this one's gonna do okay as well.
I did a show some time ago, and Creepy did one on me here recently. He was watching me while I was watching Adam, commenting on Adam Sandler and his atheistic views.
Now, you all know that I've got a terrible memory, but even I can remember that it was Adam Savage, not Adam Sandler, Kent.
Mama said that.
And Creepy tried to, well, watch mine. I'll show you in a minute. See, Bible says the beasts of the earth are going to creep forth after they're upon the earth. Creepy, creep, English word creep. Let's see, from Middle English to creep, crawl, creepy blind man, to the Dutch and Spanish and Norwegian, and man, all the languages seem to have it. Showing results for animal creeping. Look at that, all of them creeping back and forth. Oh, wow. The sloth, yeah. Creeping, ground squirrel. Creeping animals that live in trees. Let's see, creeping. Look at that top center one. Does that look like my wife's pug or what?
Kent, pay attention. What are you doing? Why are you showing people this? My name is Creaky. Creaky. Not creepy. I know you think that's funny, but it really isn't.
Tonight, Creepy Blind Man did a show on me while I'm watching Adam Savage of Mythbusters.
Is Adam Savage still an atheist?
I didn't know he was. And what difference does it make?
It's my show, Creepy. I'll talk about whoever I want. You do it on yours. What difference does it make? If someone is an atheist and they believe no God designed all this, I'm a little skeptical of their knowledge of science.
Hang on a second, I'm starting to see a connection forming here. So you think that believing in a young Earth is like believing that the Earth is flat? The more you deny observable reality, the more you unlock hidden scientific knowledge. It's like a secret level in a video game. You've just got to ignore all the evidence and bam, suddenly you're Einstein. Ha, who knew?
Things like that are the reason I haven't made any videos about creationists.
No, it's because you don't have any evidence against creation, any evidence for evolution. You don't have any. There's none. It's a religion.
But how do you know that? How could you possibly know my reasons behind making a video about you? I've got a question for you watching this now. It's not just me that sees the irony in Kent calling us religious, is it? Why would a really religious man like Kent Hovind use the word religion to insult us? Doesn't really make much sense, Kent.
That's why you quit making videos with the flat earthers. Stick on flat earthers, okay? You and Simon Dan do much better at that.
Well, thank you, Kent. I truly appreciate that. Being mentioned in the same sentence as Simon Dan means a lot to me.
But neither one of you are a scientist when you come talking about evolution.
Heh, neither are you, and it doesn't stop you talking about it. But unlike you, neither myself or Dan has ever claimed to be something which we are not. You don't have to be a scientist to be able to accept the mountains of evidence for evolution, Kent. Or to debunk you. A 5-year-old could probably do it.
So long, because they all seem to want to frame atheism as if it's a religion itself.
Because atheism is a religion itself. It is.
Was that meant to be me, Kent? Because if it was, don't give up your day job. I mean your day grift. Stick to what you know, which is practically nothing. But yeah, atheism, the religion with no holy book, no prophets, and no deity. Truly, the similarities are striking. It's just like how not playing football is my favourite sport. Makes perfect sense. Or maybe, just maybe, atheism is simply the absence of belief in gods, just like not collecting stamps is the absence of stamp collecting.
You have to believe in all kinds of things. Where did time, space, matter come from, Creepy? You believe, it just came.
Came? Let's keep it family friendly, Kent. There'll be no coming in my videos, I don't mind telling you.
Well, how did life get started? You have a belief, you don't have any science. They can't make life in the laboratory, can't even come close.
Can you recreate God? Because we can't recreate the Big Bang in a lab, so I guess that means that God and the universe don't exist either. And while we're at it, I can't personally build a skyscraper from scratch, so clearly, architecture's a hoax. Your logic is truly something to behold, Ken.
Adam Savage of Mythbusters. Why doesn't he try to bust the myth of evolution?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe because evolution isn't a myth and...
Maybe it is a myth. It is nothing. Nobody's ever seen any of these.
Nobody has ever seen you use a peer-reviewed scientific journal, Ken, so I guess that means your arguments are also a myth. Weird how that works, isn't it? That's like saying nobody has ever seen gravity for themselves, so apples just choose to fall downwards. We see the effects of evolution constantly. Antibiotic-resistant bacteria, dogs bred from wolves, the fossil record. Saying you haven't seen evolution is like saying you haven't seen a cake being baked, you've only seen the finished cake. Therefore, baking is a myth.
It's a dumb religion, Creepy. Admit it. I don't care if you want to believe in that. Honestly, I don't care what you believe in. But don't call it science and don't make it mandatory to teach that to all the kids in the school system.
The school system's got nothing to do with me, Kent. I left it a very long time ago. But the problem isn't the school system. Schools tend to teach things which are backed up by evidence, actual facts. What you're asking them to do is lie to every single student about how the Earth became what it is today. The problem is you think that when somebody accepts evolution, they think that the universe as is was crammed into the singularity. But that isn't what any of us think.
The reason we know it's not a myth is because there's so much evidence to back it up.
Let's see some of this evidence to back it up. I'd like to see it. I've been asking for it for 35 years now.
Are you taking the piss?
Can you stop trying to impersonate me? It's getting a bit distracting. Well, I haven't been here for 35... Well, I've been here for 35 years, but I haven't been doing this for 35 years. And as far as I can tell, Kent, people have been providing you with that evidence for 35 years. And you've also been ignoring it all for 35 years.
Every one of the evidences they give can easily be debunked. There is no evidence for evolution. None.
Saying there's no evidence for evolution, Kent, is like saying the Earth is flat, the moon is made of cheese, and that you are a leading scientific authority. It's so wrong, it's almost a new form of wrongness.
Every Thursday night, Friday night, we do a program. Evolution is a pagan religion. Prove me wrong.
Why bother? You do such a good job of that yourself. What's the name of the god that us atheists worship then, Kent? Because that would make us a religion.
And total peace of mind. What?
Your show gives peace of mind believing you came from a rock and when you die, nothing happens, you go back to dust?
No, I was talking about the sponsor of that video, Surfshark VPN.
Time to make Kent Hovind look like a moron. Look.
Please do, I can't wait.
Then you're gonna be pleased to find out I'm doing it again in this video, but this time you are being more helpful.
You take a look. Go look in the mirror, Creepy. Who looks like a moron? Okay.
And there we go, so early in the video as well, because nothing says you're confident in your position like talking shit about the appearance of the person you disagree with. Nice job, Mr. Hovind.
Not a doctor. Shh.
Well, Kent, Adam isn't a biologist, so busting the origin of life isn't...
Adam isn't a lot of things, and he does Mythbusters on all sorts of things. You can't be an expert on everything, Creepy.
To be fair, that's true. He could be like you, Kent, and be an expert on nothing.
He could have done a Mythbuster on the origin of life from soup.
Yeah, but if they had done that, it wouldn't have taken them more than 30 seconds to bust the myth, because the second they started to research it, they would have found how much evidence there is that supports it. Why would they waste their time making a TV program nobody would watch?
Earth formed 4.5 billion years ago, a uniform ball of hot rock. That's what they teach. At first, Earth was a ball of hot rock. Earth was a ball of hot rock, hot rock. This is what they teach, Creepy, okay? Do some studying, okay?
I have, Kent, which is why people like me are thorning you aside. Because the second I decided to sit down and do a bit of reading about evolution, within the first, 5 minutes, I had already read so much compelling evidence that I would have been a moron to not accept it.
Earth began as a hot, viscous ball of rock. Earth was a hot ball of molten rock. Earth formed 4.6 billion years ago. It was a hot ball of rock.
Yes, Kent, the early Earth was a hot ball of rock. Well done. And then things happened. Billions of years things like cooling, differentiation, plate tectonics, the formation of oceans, and, oh yeah, the entire process of evolution, reducing 4.5 billion years of complex geological and biological history to a hot ball of rock is like describing War and Peace as just some words on paper.
And then it rained on the rocks in the oceans and formed oceans. And in the oceans, the first living organisms appeared. So they do believe, they teach at least, life came from a rock.
So let me get this straight. Because the Earth was once a hot rock, as you put it, and life later appeared on Earth, that means that you think we think that means life came from rock. That's like saying, because I was once a baby and now I can ride a bicycle, I learned to ride a bicycle from being a baby. One follows the other, but there's a whole lot of steps in between you're conveniently skipping.
Aaron Nelson said, no evolutionist ever believed we came from a rock. Yeah, they did, Aaron. All of them do. You do. You don't want to admit it because it sounds stupid. You know why it sounds stupid? Because it's stupid.
And you know what else is stupid, Kent? Showing a graphic on the screen that contradicts what you're saying when you think it supports what you're saying. It doesn't say life came from rocks, it says the Earth used to be a rock.
9 billion years ago, Earth cooled down and water began to condense, had rainstorms and made oceans. Wow. In the oceans, 3.5 billion years ago, scientists believe, see, it's a religion.
So basically all you're going to do then, Kent, is read information about evolution and then press pause to tell us that you don't believe it.
Exactly in his wheelhouse. But even I know that the scientific understanding of abiogenesis, if you know, you know.
Was that your brother or grandpa or a cousin, Creepy?
Actually, Kent, that's a gorilla, and it's more like a very, very, very distant cousin. We share a common ancestor, which means at some point way back in the mists of time, there was a population of primates that eventually branched off. One line leading to modern gorillas, and the other leading to modern humans. It's called cladistics, and it's a bit more sophisticated than your "hear the monkeys" jokes.
But even I know that the scientific understanding of abiogenesis isn't about some magical soup spunk.
That's what all the textbooks are teaching, Creepy. Are you going to help me get that out of the textbooks?
Well, Kent, all the textbooks actually describe the primordial soup hypothesis, which proposes that early Earth's oceans contained a rich mixture of organic molecules, and these molecules, energized by things like lightning and UV radiation, could have undergone chemical reactions leading to the formation of more complex molecules and eventually the first self-replicating systems. It's a bit more complicated than, say, Campbell's chicken noodle soup.
Aimlessly generating fully formed organisms. It's a complex process involving the gradual formation of organic molecules, protocells, and then billions of years of evolution from that point.
Let's play a fun little game, shall we? Is Kent about to say that's because it's a religion, or but you can't prove it? Drop your answers in the comments now. You're just going to watch it and find out first, aren't you, when everyone's going to get this right. Damn!
That's why it's a religion. You have to believe all that garbage. None of that has been observed. None of it's been scientifically tested.
And the Earth only being 6,000 years old has?
See, Creepy, science, we can observe, study, test, and demonstrate.
Observe, study, test, and demonstrate. Well, that's not great for you, Kent, is it? Because you certainly can't do any of those things based around the ideas you've got about the age of the Earth.
Why don't you show the myth of the silly geologic column?
The geologic column is a composite picture drawn up from multiple locations around the globe. Think of it like a world map. It's a useful representation, but you won't find the entire planet perfectly shown in one place. And the fact that certain layers are consistently found above or below others across vast distances, well, that's kind of the whole point, Ken.
Limestone found in just about every one of the layers. Jurassic limestone, Cretaceous limestone. What is the difference between them? They're both limestone.
Well, one is from the Jurassic era and one is from the Cretaceous era. And Kent, you almost stumbled onto something resembling a real geological question then. It's like asking, if cars are so different, why do they all have wheels? Limestone forms in specific environmental conditions, typically warm, shallow, clear marine waters. And those conditions can exist at various times throughout Earth's history, and they have. It's not the age that defines the limestone, it's the process of formation.
Every speck of dirt on in the universe is the same age.
Finally, something we can agree on. Yes, it is. And it's all 13.8 billion years old.
Whether 6,000 or 6 trillion doesn't matter. It's all the same age. You guys just don't get it.
What, and you do? Well, if it doesn't matter, then why do you keep making videos saying that anybody who disagrees with you is wrong? Well, I don't know about you, but that's about as much Kent Hovind as I can take in one sitting. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you again on Monday. Love you. Bye. Well, I've got a very on-topic joke for you today. Ready? Why did the creationists cross a busy highway? Because it was in the Bible and he wasn't allowed to question it.